blah, 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 blah. Hello, this is Amanda Joy with the Joy Spring, and today I am going to share a super simple and incredibly helpful centering activity that only requires something to draw with, something to draw on, and a couple of minutes of your time. This video was inspired by this week's featured journal that I created to capture my feelings and immense gratitude about the value of dual-handed journaling. I've posted a link in the description if you would like your very own copy. Be sure to stick around to the end where I share a few ways that this activity can be used as a part of a spiritual practice or self-care routine to encourage whole brain thinking for goal setting or problem solving, and a quick way to help get you centered or grounded, as well as a variation that you can do anywhere even if you don't have anything to write with. Be sure to subscribe to the Joy Spring and hit the bell icon to get notified when I post more videos like this one. Let's get started. This activity is a variation of the Creative Journal Expressive Arts dual-handed warm-up activity developed by Dr. Lucia Capacchione that I use at the beginning of every workshop to help participants get centered. Variants of this activity, called bilateral drawing or bilateral stimulation, have been employed by psychologists and other mental health care practitioners since the 50s as a part of a regimen for encouraging self-regulation and managing emotional issues. For this warm-up, you will need 2 writing instruments and some paper or a whiteboard. If you would like to participate, pause the video and gather your supplies before continuing. Start in the middle of the page with your writing instruments right next to each other. Then begin to spiral out from this central point. Now change the direction of the spirals, slowly making these spirals smaller and smaller back towards the center of the page. Now, as you are drawing, begin crossing each hand to the other side of your drawing surface, letting the lines overlap. Allow your non-dominant hand to flow where it wishes, with your dominant hand following where the other hand leads. The first and simplest way to use this is as a sort of moving mantra or an active meditation where your focus is entirely on the movement and the tactile sensations that you are experiencing. This activity is amazing at quieting my mind that is always coming up with ideas. I'm not trying to stop my mind from thinking. I'm just letting The thoughts flow by in a way that is mirrored by the movement of my hands. It is also good at encouraging whole brain thinking, which is immensely helpful in goal setting and problem solving. If using the activity in this way, you will want a specific goal or challenge to focus on. As you are spiraling outwards, let your mind wander around this goal or challenge, opening doors or peeking around corners, so to speak. Just getting a solid sense of its shape and texture, but not honing in on any one thing too closely. You're just exploring, knowing that the solution to this challenge or the completed goal exists somewhere in this space. When slowly spiraling inward, allow your mind to steer your focus to particular elements that caught your attention. You can pick them up or move around them, looking at them from multiple angles and perspectives. As you are overlapping your lines and letting your hands move where they may, imagine that these elements are moving into a position somehow that will help you move forward in this process. This is not a time to make any judgments about what your mind is giving you. It's about connecting with the feeling that there is a solution that a deeper part of yourself already knows and wants to share with you. As soon as the activity is complete, write down all of the elements that were presented, even if they don't make sense in the context with the theme that you just explored. Pick an element and ask it the following questions with your dominant hand and allow the answers to come through your non-dominant hand. Question 1. What is your purpose in this goal or challenge? Question 2. What is your perspective about this goal or challenge? And 3, how can you help me move forward? Pick another element and repeat the questions, dialoguing with as many elements on your list as you are able. Once you finish journaling, repeat the centering activity, allowing your mind to process all of this new information that you've been given. I will likely be making another video that goes into this particular practice in more detail. Let me know in the comments if this is something that you would like to see. The third way to use this activity is in preparation for inner work. Whenever I begin a dual-handed journaling session, I use this activity in the following way. While spiraling outward, I imagine that this act is creating the boundaries of a soft, safe space that my dialogue will exist within. And while spiraling inwards, I imagine that this movement is connecting to the part of me that I will be dialoguing with. And finally, while my hands are overlapping and flowing to their own dance, I imagine that this act is offering an invitation for the part of me that I connected with to feel comfortable in sharing its knowing with me. The activity used in this way is shared in the Calm video, which I've tagged at the end of this video. If you are ever in a situation where you don't have the ability to draw this activity out, you can go through the motions with your hands, either on a flat surface or in the space in front of you. This moves the activity from bilateral drawing to bilateral movement, which is also incredibly helpful in the ways that I just discussed, and perhaps more so for those who use movement as a part of their self-care practice. For those of you like myself who like data to enrich a new method or concept you are learning about, I've linked a Psychology Today article in the description about the power of bilateral drawing and movement in healing trauma. Have you had a powerful experience with a bilateral method? Let me know in the comments. And feel free to share this video with anyone you feel would benefit from this activity, and let me know that you liked this video by hitting the like button. Stay tuned for next week's video where I talk more about how and why bilateral or dual-handed journaling is such a transformative method. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful joyful day.